What's going on? How you doing? My name is DOCTORSAMMY BAYA. I'm a psychologist and I'm an author. Please welcome back to my channel. Why does the narcissist return? Why do narcissists come back to old relationships? What is the danger of a returning narcissist? That is the title of today's episode. So, why does the narcissist return? It is because they love you, or is it because they miss you? None of the above is the answer. The narcissist returns not because they love you and not because they miss you. Narcissistic people return because they are suffering from malnutrition. So what do I mean by nutrition? What I mean is attention, affection, sex, money. That's what they miss, so they return. Maybe they were able to fill the hole you left behind with the new relationships, with the new friends, and with the new places for a while. But the hole inside their heart is so large that they can never truly fill it. Now, because they cannot fill that hole, they decide that they want to include you once again in their life. After all, to the narcissist, you were once a resource that offered them whatever they needed to a certain extent. On the other hand, perhaps the narcissist doesn't even want you back. They may be pretending like they want you back just to get a reaction out of you, just to see if they still have some power over you, if they can still control you. Maybe that's what they want to find out. So the narcissist wants to come back just to test you, to find out if they still have power over you. And that power is that if they want to come back, if they can still come back, if they have the control over your life. So seeing that they are still able to control your emotions, if the narcissist realizes that they are still able to control your emotions, that they can come back, then this will make them feel powerful. This will make them feel very, very, very powerful. And when it comes to getting you back, the narcissist has dozens of methods. And I'm going to give you a few methods. I'm going to mention a few methods in this video that the narcissist will try to use to get you back. Begging and crying. That is the first method. The narcissist who left, or the narcissist who you broke up with, they'll want to come back, and one of the methods will be begging you and crying. So they can tell you that they've been crying all the time ever since you left them. The narcissist will tell you that they could not enjoy life without you, and that they didn't know what to do with themselves anymore. The other trick, the other thing that the narcissist will do to get you back, they'll apologize. As I've mentioned in my previous videos, narcissistic people don't like to apologize, and some of them never do it. But covert narcissists can apologize if it serves them well in the long run. So they can apologize to win you back and guarantee that the same things will not happen again if you accept them back into your life. That's what they'll tell you. They'll tell you that they'll not repeat whatever they did to make a breakup between the two of you. The other thing that the narcissist will do to get you back is they will use your need for intimacy. They can tell you how much they missed holding you. They'll tell you how much they missed sleeping with you. The other way that the narcissist will want to get you back, they'll tell you that they need help. They can tell you that they're unwell and that they need you by their side, or they're in trouble and you're the only person who can help them. So whatever they are supposedly going through, the narcissist will make sure to highlight that only you can help them with it. For example, the narcissist might tell you they had a huge fight with their family, and that you're the only person that you can talk about this, that you're the only person they can talk about this to you with. because they'll tell you that you are the only one who could understand. They know the soft spots in you. Now, the other way the narcissist the other thing the narcissist will do to get you back, they'll tell you that they are worried about you. They'll try to make it look like they're concerned about your well-being and not their own. You can hear things from the narcissist like, I'm so worried about you. They'll tell you that. I have a bad feeling inside me as if something bad is going to happen to you. I want to be there for you and protect you. They'll tell you that. Another way the narcissist will try to get you back, they'll tell you that, they'll say that they wish to remain friends with you. They'll tell you that you just remain friends. Even if this is a genuine request from the narcissist, and most likely 99% this is not true, it's not a genuine request, why would you want to be friends with a narcissist? That is the question I'll ask you. Even if they're genuine, why would you want to be friends with the narcissist? The other thing that the narcissist will try to do to get to be back is they'll drag your friends, your family, and even your children into it. The narcissist can try to reach you by using someone who could side with them, even if that person is your child. The other way is the narcissist will pretend like the relationship is not over. They'll behave as if the relationship has never been over. I know this one sounds absurd, but this is really something narcissists do in order to win people back. If the narcissist was the one who ended the relationship, they can claim that they actually didn't leave you for good, that you're exaggerating things. They just thought giving each other some space might be a good idea, and that's why they left. But if you were the one who ended it, they can completely ignore your decision and continue texting and calling you like nothing happened. So when you try to explain that you are serious about this, they can tell you that this is just a phase, that there's no need to break up, and that they think you just want to take a break. A narcissist is very good at ignoring the word no. They'll ignore it. You tell a narcissist no, they'll ignore that no. So another way the narcissist will want you back is they'll be sending you random texts and calling you accidentally. And the main purpose is to remind you of themselves every once in a while. The narcissist can send you texts on special occasions like the Valentine's Day, birthdays, religious festivals, and so on, all in an attempt to stay in touch. It is also possible for the narcissist to send you texts just to try and make you jealous. For example, you can receive a text message saying something like, we are meeting tonight, right? Followed by, sorry, that was meant for someone else. Their purpose is to get a reaction from you, either positive or negative reaction. For a narcissist, there is no difference at all. Both possibilities show that they are not completely forgotten and that they can still make you feel something. A narcissist will try to get you back by making promises. They can make so many promises and tell you things like, this time everything will be different, and this time things will be so much better. They can do this in a theatrical and exaggerated manner. So if the narcissist is a man, this promise can also be a marriage proposal. They'll promise you marriage. The other thing the narcissist will do is to give you presents. As I've mentioned in my videos about the idealization phase, sometimes a narcissist chooses to spoil you with gifts. The narcissist can do the same thing while trying to win you back. After all those gifts and sweet talk were enough to sweep you off your feet once upon a time. So, to the narcissist, why wouldn't it work now? In fact, perhaps they are waiting for the Valentine's Day to do just that. Because the narcissist knows probably you have a weakness for gifts. They'll wait for that Valentine's Day to just gift you, to remind you of the gifts they have for you, because they know you'll be at your weakest when you hear that. Another way the narcissist will try to get you back is they'll guilt trip you. The narcissist can say that they will never do this to you. that they can accuse you of being selfish and only thinking about yourself. Narcissists are quite good at making you feel like the flaws in their characters are actually the flaws in yours. The other way a narcissist will want to return is through emotional blackmail. They'll tell you, you hurt me so much, you broke my heart, you left me alone. I know I was wrong, but you abandoned me. So if you truly love me, you will give me another chance. That's what the narcissist will tell you. By saying these things, by saying things like that, the narcissist can try to use your feelings against you to win you back. The narcissist will also accuse you of something you never did. For instance, they can accuse you of being unfaithful. The narcissist, even if you try to clear your name by explaining the truth, they will still win, because the narcissist already received the reaction they wanted. The narcissist will also want you back by yelling and threatening. If the other methods, all these other methods don't work, then the narcissist can lose control. They can yell at you. They can even threaten you. They'll try to frighten you by saying things like, if you don't come back to me, there'll be consequences. The narcissist will also threaten you by saying, don't expect to see your children ever again if you have children with the narcissist. The narcissist might even tell you, I'll tell everyone what kind of a person you are. Now, what happens when you accept the narcissist back? So it starts with the idealization phase again. If you go back to the good old days with a narcissist, they'll tell you everything you ever wanted to hear. They'll tell you the arguments are over. The peaceful days have begun. By the time you feel like everything is finally perfect, that they have already started you'll realize that the narcissist has already started getting bored, and their dark side will slowly start returning, and then history will repeat itself. You'll find yourself trying to understand where you went wrong again. Actually, nothing has to be wrong. You left and now you're back, and you must be punished for that. That is what the narcissist will do. If you leave a narcissist and you go back to them, they will punish you. They must punish you at some point. Especially if you are the one who ended the relationship the first time. Now they will have to end it themselves. If you are the one who broke up with the narcissist and you go back to them, they'll make sure that the ones who break up with you, they'll end it this time round. They'll get you so that they can end it. If you don't believe it, try it. And they'll make sure it's more painful than the way they felt. The narcissist can't let you have the upper hand. Even if you are not the one who ended it the first time. With the narcissist, even if they're the ones who ended it, they'll get you back and still hurt you more. Things won't be much different. After all, they can leave you anytime and then come back when they feel like it. So, since you let it happen once, if the narcissist hurt you, left you, and you accept them back again, they'll say that if it happened once, it can still happen again. They know that they can win you back if they ever need you again. But there's a third possibility. The narcissist, they never leave you. The narcissist will always keep you in an abusive cycle of idealization and then humiliation. That's the worst thing to do. So why would you return to the narcissist? Now it's time to be honest with ourselves, because we may not like the answers. Maybe you didn't want to be alone, so you chose an emotional abusive relationship instead of being lonely. Maybe you are a victim of your own ego. You ignored their dark side by telling yourself things like, so they didn't forget about me, they still love me. You get cheated because they check on you. You think that they have not forgotten about you because they love you. No, they don't love you. They just want to punish you for moving on. Maybe you genuinely believe that they have changed and that you didn't want everything you've done to save this relationship to go to waste. Maybe you've been hopelessly waiting for an apology from them or for them to admit that they were wrong. You can try to minimize your ordeal, try to justify the emotional abuse or deny it. Admitting that you've been used by a manipulator is quite hard. Sometimes you can't admit it even to yourself, and that's why you go back to the narcissist. Maybe you can feel responsible. You can try to save them and fix them, and that's why you've gone back to them. And it's impossible to fix a narcissist. You cannot change a narcissist. You cannot save them. Maybe you went back to the narcissist because you are worried about what other people might say. In a toxic relationship, majority of the abuse takes place within the house, away from prying eyes. So even your inner circle might be unable to see the problems in your relationship and accuse you of exaggerating things. You can choose to remain silent because you are afraid of others' reactions or because you don't want to look like the bad guy. So why do narcissists come back to old relationships? Let's revisit this again. Why do narcissists come back to old relationships? Narcissists come back to old relationships because they do not possess object constancy. In psychology, object constancy refers to a person's ability to see the good in someone, despite the fact that they feel the individual has offended them. So if you've ever felt completely disconnected from your narcissistic partner when you are away from them, it is because another characteristic of object constancy is maintaining an emotional connection with their partner when they are not in the same vicinity. In other words, a narcissist will quickly forget about you the minute you leave the house, because the narcissist is lacking in object constancy. Once they've been wounded by their partner, the positive feelings they had vanish, and hatred and disdain quickly arise. In a normal relationship, a minor disagreement is not going to lead to a breakup. But with the narcissist, their response is to move on to an ex-partner that they know is waiting with a bated breath to take them back. Another reason why narcissists come back to a relationship. Narcissists don't experience empathy. Like all narcissists, even the recycler narcissist lacks empathy. And when they walk out of a relationship, they have no regards for their feelings of their partner, which is why they can move on so quickly. If necessary, they will convince themselves that the person deserved it or that it was their actions that drove them away. Since narcissists don't like confrontation, it is not uncommon for them to just disappear. Let me be specific. Since the recycler narcissists don't like confrontation, it is not uncommon for them to just disappear. They'll do things like block you on social media. They'll change their number. They'll pack their bags when their significant other is at work. So in such instances, they won't even leave a note. Like magic, they just vanish. Even when you know you are in an unhealthy relationship, no one likes getting dumped. When your narcissist partner walks out, you're going to ask yourself several questions, such as, do narcissists miss their exes? Does a narcissist ever regret losing you? Does a narcissist always come back after dumping you? Do narcissists think about their exes? And so on. You'll find yourself obsessing over these questions, despite the fact that knowing the answer will do nothing to repair the damage. Your partner isn't going to come back because you are in mental turmoil over the breakup. The sad reality is that narcissists lack empathy, so they are not going to feel any guilt or regret about the relationship coming to an end. In fact, if their thoughts ever start moving in that direction, they will switch the narrative and remind themselves that you are in a privileged position to even share the same space as such a phenomenal human being. To further answer such questions, if your narcissistic ex really did miss you or regret losing you, they will be willing to compromise and will find a way to make things work. Instead, they are gone with the wind, and as you are listening and watching this video, probably you are shacked up with an ex-lover. Another reason why narcissists come back to old relationships. Narcissists are confident